Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Ika Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Ika Balsetta.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Passion for the Pastime here on a Tuesday. Feels like a Monday, but it is a Tuesday, February 18th, and we are just 2 days away. 2 days away, not from spring training games. That's on Saturday, but we are 2 days away from our giveaway that we'll be doing here live on the podcast on Thursday, during Thursday's show. If you guys are just joining us for the first time, welcome on in. My name is Walter Jr. This is Passion for the Pastime. Welcome to the family. I see Rockin' New Era in here. I see Pat H in here as well. So pretty much the giveaway, what I've been kind of pumping for the last couple of weeks, we got it all situated to where we are going to give away 2 tickets to go see the San Francisco Giants during the regular season, the 2025 San Francisco Giants. 2 tickets to go see them during the regular season. We'll find out what day exactly, and we'll accommodate to you, the winner, who will be drawn on Thursday. So again, you guys, I dropped in the comments here on Passion for the Pastime, the rules as far as what you need to do. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and take a screenshot of you tuning in to the podcast right now. Take a screenshot of that and send it to passionforthepastime@gmail.com if you have not done so already. But also, just to help you guys out, because we're not getting a lot of email submissions, so just to help you guys out, I am able to insert you and qualify you for those that make their subscriptions public. So if you do not know, if you're not aware that your subscriptions are public, that I can see you as a subscriber, you're in luck, because I can see a select handful of you guys. So I have gone ahead and done my part in including you in the draw as well. So once on Thursday, I'll go ahead and show you guys the screen, because I didn't do it. I didn't pull it up right now, so I'll go ahead and do that at another time for sure. Just subscribe here as well. Okay, thank you for the double subscriptions, Rockin' New Era. Really appreciate you, man. Look at you doing double duty. We got Rockin' New Era and 5950. Hell yeah. Lori chiming in. Otis, what's up? Good to see you in here. Back again. Otis, I got you in there. I see your subscriptions as being public, so you will be included as well in the draw, because I haven't seen your email, man. I haven't seen your email, but you're going to be included in that as well. Help me help you. That's what we're doing here on the podcast. So again, welcome back to Passion for the Pastime. It is a Tuesday night here on the podcast network here on Passion for the Pastime. A lot to get into. Most of it will be having to do with this little guy. This little guy right here. Look at this guy. Look at how happy he is to be in Toronto Blue Jays blue. Look at how happy he is. And it might come to an end. so we will talk a little bit about Mr. Vlad Jr. We got some video here from his not presser, but his availability, his media availability. And then we'll also go into talking about Ross Atkins. And the reason why we'll bring this up is because obviously I am a huge Vlad Jr. fan, huge fan of Vlad Sr. as well. But this could have some implications, some type of trickle effect when you look to the San Francisco Giants. Now, I know that the rumors have been that he would love to play for the Boston Red Sox, right? I mean, we've heard those rumors, especially. So, it's going to be really interesting, because if he isn't a member of the Blue Jays and he does go into free agency, well then, okay, yeah, the Red Sox will have a crack at him, but so will other teams. And if we are to be a little bit hesitant when it comes to free agents, I mean, I'm just saying the Dodgers are still out there. The Dodgers are still willing to spend money. That could come back and hurt the Giants. I know that we have Bryce Eldridge on the horizon, and it would be, not necessarily overkill, but, it kind of be redundant to have a Vlad Jr. at first base with Bryce Eldridge on the come up. But you can figure out something as a DH if we wanted to go that route. But my take isn't necessarily Vlad Jr. and the Giants looking at coming together and being part of one of those teams in free agency. My biggest fear is having him ending up just like a Corbin Burns, just like a Blake Snell, just like a Shohei Ohtani, just like a Manny Machado, him ending up in a NL West rival. That is my biggest concern when we're looking at that. So we'll talk about this in a little bit here with Vlad Jr. We got some videos, and we'll also, I mean, we're Giants fans. Look around. I got all my Giants fans. I got all my Giants gear ready to go. So we will be talking about the San Francisco Giants, obviously, as we always do every single night here on Passion for the Pastime, Monday through Thursday until we get the Friday shows figured out. Monday through Thursday, at 6 p.m. That is where we come in here and talk mainly. We may mostly talk about the San Francisco Giants, but we'll switch it up here at the beginning part and talk a little bit about Vladdy and how that can maybe have some long-term effects for the Giants moving forward. And Bob Melvin spoke to the media, so I'll bring you I think about 8 minutes. I might fast forward through some of the less important spots, but most of it, pretty much all of it is pretty important. So I got some video from the media scrum that we'll play for you guys, and we got some good old sounds of baseball and Logan Webb talking in the locker room. Shout out to my guy Austin Scott from KMBR Digital, who got that video for us on KMBR Social. So we'll go ahead and go through all of that. But before we do, just want to remind you that we are going to be doing that two-ticket giveaway, 2 tickets, a pair of tickets for the Giants during the regular season. Just want to remind everyone that is in here at the start of this podcast, when we'll remind you throughout the show that you want to go ahead and enter to win if your subscriptions are not public. So how do you do so? You take a screenshot of your subscription and you send it on over to passionforthepastime@gmail.com, as I put in to the YouTube chat earlier at the start of this thing, right after the number one commenter of the day, Rockin' New Era. Heyo, what's up, Rockin'? Good to see you in here, man. Really appreciate you stopping by. And we open up the floor to the YouTube chat. And again, let me go ahead. I did not do this. Let me go ahead and pop this baby up. Want to call in for Passion and Pastime? Just dial up 925-392-5348 to join the conversation. Subscribe to Passion for the Pastime on YouTube and enter for a chance. Let's see, all the information is there for you if you did not catch it earlier. 2 tickets to a future Giants game. Take a screenshot showing that you are subscribed to the channel and send it to passionforthepastime@gmail.com. You got all that information there. Make it as easy and seamless as it can possibly be for you guys. So let's go on out to the YouTube chat, but also the AJ cruise line. The cruise line is up and operational today. No phone call from Susan Slusser, which, by the way, that was a great interview. If you guys were not able to watch it in its entirety or watch it live, make sure to go back to the YouTube page after tonight's episode. And about 10 minutes in, you can go to the 10-minute mark, and there you go. There you have it. Susan Slusser joins us on the podcast via telephone. We were not able to get her on the video, but we'll be able to do that at a later date. But a lovely conversation with Susan Slusser at the beginning of that podcast. Went about maybe 25 minutes or so. Rockin' had the stopwatch on. Go ahead and check with Rockin' how long that interview went with Susan. But let's go ahead and go on out to the YouTube chat. Let's say what's up to the Pastimers. Said hi to Pat H already. Baseball. Yes, man. It is here. It is here, and it's not going away. It's never going away. I'm really excited about it. You guys can tell I'm really excited about baseball season on the horizon. So we got Pat H in here. What's up, baseball? Hell yeah, man. Otis Bird said hi to Otis earlier. What's up, Otis? Good to see you in here as well. Rockin' New Era had to do my entry for the other account. Yeah, dude, appreciate you. Lori Galvin. Hello, Lori. Good to see you in here. As always, 5950. We got Rockin' back to back here. Rockin', have you ever had a conversation? Because definitely, I mean, in the bigger chats, with more people, with more activity, you probably wouldn't be able to do this, but have you ever gone like back and forth and like yelled at yourself through the comments? That'd be hilarious. Just saying. Just save that for John's pod tomorrow. Would love to see that. Oh no, yeah, you can't do that on John's pod because you're blocked on Rockin' New Era. I still don't understand how the hell that happened. John, fix it. Figure it out. What the hell are you doing, man? All right, so let's go back out to the YouTube chat. Otis. Yeah, dude, I got you, man. I got you. I was going through my subscriptions earlier today when I was at The Sports Leader during Silver and Kurtenbach today from 10 to 2. And I was going through the subscriptions, and I did see that some of you guys, Otis was part of that. EB here was also part of that. That group that I saw that are subscribed to the channel that are made public. So I want to make it as easy for you guys to win those tickets. But again, you have to be here on Thursday to claim your prize. We'll give a 24-hour grace period for those that don't watch it live. Like someone was watching it in the Philippines not too long ago. I forget who. I think their name was Peter. Was watching it in the Philippines. And yeah, so I mean, we'll give that grace period if they are not here watching it live. We'll give 24 hours, and if it is not claimed, then we will go ahead and redraw. That's the rules there for you guys. But yeah, making it easy for you as much as I can, trying to help you guys out because you guys help me out. So it's a two-way street for sure. Otis chiming in. I really appreciate, man. I'll work on the email tonight. I may have to send it from my phone. Hey, man, do what you need to do, Otis. But I got you covered, man. I got you covered for sure. R. Galvin checking in. What's up, everyone? What's up, R. Galvin? Good to see you in here. The Galvin clan is in here in full force tonight on a Tuesday night. Victor Stevenson coming in. Good evening, folks. What do the Giants give up to get Vlad? Eldridge and many more. Oh, wait for free agency. Victor, hold that thought. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this comment because we will get back to it. Because that is a topic of conversation. We have obviously, my love, my affinity for Vlad Jr. Dude, I would I trade Bryce Eldridge? Whew, let me think about that. Let me ponder on that thought process there. But damn, like if I was the Giants, I would have paid Vladdy yesterday. And man, if there's a way for them to trade for him, God, I really got to think about that because I love what I'm hearing and I love what I'm seeing early on in camp. Obviously, I mean, it can be all well and good, and we all know what Vladdy is. That's the thing that we get into the conversation when we look to prospects and to what it can net you, right? I mean, if you're going back to the White Sox trade with Tatis for who was it? James Shields, right? It was James Shields. So the Padres traded for, or I'm sorry, the White Sox traded for James Shields, and they included Fernando Tatis in that deal, and it looked terrible. And clubs nowadays don't want to be that next fuck up. I mean, that's essentially what it is. You don't want to be that team that is remembered for doing that. And I mean, look at how far back, like how much it set back the White Sox. Now, would they have been good with Fernando Tatis? Probably not, but I'm just saying, when you look at the grand scheme of things, good baseball, ask my guy, Dieter Kurtenbach, good baseball has not occurred on the south side of Chicago in quite some time. I mean, they won the World Series in, what was that, 2005, and they haven't really been relevant since. I mean, you got a Mark Burley, like, no-hitter in there. That's about it. I mean, God, man, it's pretty bad. So, Victor, we will get to that comment once we say hello to the YouTube chat and once we play some of these videos, because that is definitely a talking point when we look to Vlad Jr.'s future. Whether that's the Giants or whether that's another team that's willing to pounce on the availability of Vlad Jr. So Mike Val, aloha. What's up, Mike? Hope you are enjoying Hawaii if you're out there, or if that's just how you greet people. I'm down with it. What's up, Mike? Good to see you in here once again. Really appreciate you. Otis Bird chiming in here. Yeah, yeah. See, this is what I was talking about, and I might be a couple of minutes behind on this comment. So this is maybe what you were referring to when I said this. But I fear that he could be a Dodger, but the Dodgers seem committed to Freeman at first base. Totally understand that. But Freeman, how old is Freeman at this current point in his career? I want to say he's like 30. Isn't he like 32? Or am I aging Freddie Freeman like way too much? Hold on, let me go ahead and look up how old he is. Nope, not Freeman Toyota. What the hell's going on here? Freddie Freeman is how old? How old is this Canadian guy? Whoa, he is much older. He is 35 years old. So I undershot it by a lot. And Freddie Freeman has been around for quite some time. So 35 years old. Look, see, now you bring that up, Otis, and now I have more fear. now I'm more concerned that Freddie Freeman is just the holding pattern for Vlad Jr. Oh my God, Jesus! Otis always knows how to get me unhinged, bringing up the Dodgers. But Freddie Freeman at first base, damn, that can go bad really quickly. So the Padres, yeah, they might not be spending for a bit. The Padres might be self imploding here because of all of the all the lawsuits that's going on within the Seidler family. So that's pretty bad. The Diamondbacks have Naylor at first base. The Rockies are rebuilding. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Rockies. You're really looking at the Dodgers, man. I mean, I mentioned all of the other teams just because of, how they've approached free agency in the past, and you've seen the Padres of recent, like they don't give a damn, and they're shopping Dylan Cease. Who's to say that the Blue Jays aren't like, oh yeah, I want Dylan Cease, and they include the catcher, right? What was the catcher's name? Was it Ethan Salas, the young catcher for the Padres that's coming up? He's like 19 years old, I think, or maybe even younger than that. Maybe he's 18. So I mean, you're looking at the catcher prospect. You're looking at Dylan Cease. Maybe that nets you Vlad Jr., right? Because we've seen it in the past to where the Padres have been willing to do the dirty work, to go get Juan Soto, right? They've been willing to do that. Obviously, they didn't want to pay him, and they flipped him again for more prospects. So I mean, it's really interesting to see just these teams and how they operate. And then, I mean, the Diamondbacks, yeah, they have Naylor. How old is Josh Naylor? I don't know everybody's ages. My apologies. And when I ask a question, I need like the immediate answer, even though if you guys are giving it to me in the YouTube chat, I have not scrolled back down. Josh Naylor's 27. So, I mean, yeah, you figure that they're set there for Josh Naylor for a little bit. But if you had the opportunity to get Vlad Jr., you taking Josh Naylor over Vlad Jr.? No chance. And we've seen in recent, in this just as recent as this offseason, that the Diamondbacks are willing to dish out the dough. It hasn't historically been that type of franchise, but maybe they're turning the corner. Maybe they're seeing their moment that they can go ahead and seize that and compete with the Dodgers. I mean, hell, man, if they were able to go get Vlad Jr. right now, that would be one hell of a showdown for the National League West division title. So Otis Bird always knows how to get me fired up, but appreciate you, man. Appreciate you in there. Let's go ahead and catch up to the YouTube chat. Look at the ticker, fancy. Oh yeah, you know me. I love a fancy ticker. The ticker leader. Let's see what else. What happened? 2911 with Susan. Yeah, thank you for the exact stopwatch. But let's see. Rock a New Era. Let me know about the 5950 on John. Hello, John. John, where are you? Has John chimed in on the YouTube chat yet? Not yet. Let's see. Infinity Gauntlet stuff. Yeah, man. It would be horrible. EB here checking in on the YouTube chat. I sent mine from my iPhone yesterday. I guess it worked. EB, I did not see an email from you. Just a heads up. If you did send it, go ahead and take a look at the at your sent file and let me know if you sent it correctly. I did not get it, but I do see you as a public subscriber, so I got you taken care of. But just in case, hopefully you didn't send the subscription to a different Gmail. So just check that out just for your own peace of mind. But let's see what else we got going on here. Mike Val, 37. Who the hell's 37? Freddie Freeman? No, he's 35, Mike Val, but appreciate you trying. Let's see what else we got going on here. Rocking. Yeah, now we're all thinking and going into doomsday mode. Dodgers, I'm sure, would move Freeman without hesitation for someone younger. Yeah, I think we're on the same frame, the same mind frame right there, Rocking, for sure. It sucks. So let's see here. Otis Bird gonna get me mad again. Yeah, it already happened. you already pissed me. You know what, Otis? I'm not gonna qualify you for the contest. I'm just gonna pull your entry. I'm just kidding, man. We're having a good time. Let's see what else we got going on here. Otis. No, man, I'm just joking, man. Yeah, I really didn't mean to. Yeah, no, we know you're not that dude. For sure. Rockin' vouches for you. So anybody that Rockin' vouches for, you are all good, bro. You are all good. Who can afford Vlad Jr.? Okay, so let's go ahead and set the table. And that's great, Lori, for getting me back on track. Getting my ADD is going through the roof. So let's go ahead and get back on track here. We're talking about Vlad Jr. For sure. Let's wait, hold on. What would Pat H say? I don't know who to talk about with baseball right now until the games actually start. Well, that's why you're here. That's why you're here, Pat H. We're here to talk baseball, for sure. We're going to talk about Vlad Jr. We're going to talk about everything about the non-extension that just went down with Vlad Jr. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Let's see what else is here. What is the change of Vlad staying in Toronto? Oh, the chance. I think, did I read it right? Change. No, you wrote it wrong, Rockin'. Come on, man. Spell check next time. What is the chance of Vlad staying in Toronto? I think there's still a chance, and we'll go to the video here really quick so you can hear it from Vlad Jr. himself. Yeah, it's all good, Rockin'. Because I mean, that's the big question: is who can afford Vlad Jr.? Honestly, Lori, going back to your comment, who can afford Vlad Jr.? The damn Blue Jays. That's who can afford the Vlad Jr., and they're just not doing it. It is ridiculous. You look at the importance for Vlad Jr. to that franchise, and let's before I get into this, because I'm gonna go for like another 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and pull up Vlad Jr. here on the contract negotiations. He spoke earlier today via an interpreter, but Rockin' can interpret for you guys. But I'll go ahead and pull up Vlad Jr. He spoke earlier today at their training camp facilities in Florida for the Toronto Blue Jays. Here is Vlad Jr. I'll go ahead and pull it up for you guys. Take a listen.
Vladdy, were you and the Blue Jays able to make a deal on a contract extension?
El equipo y tú pudieron llegar a un acuerdo en la extensión.
Bueno, no, ninguno de los dos llegamos a un acuerdo, ¿sabes? Ellos estaban en un punto y yo estaba en otro, pero obviamente son cosas que pasan y uno tiene que entender el negocio.
No, we did not get an agreement today. I mean, they had their numbers, I have my numbers, but you know, this is business, like I always say. Things happen, but we all good.
Were you guys able to meet in person in the days or hours leading up to your deadline?
Pudieron reunirse en persona, especialmente los últimos días cercanos al deadline.
Sí, los últimos días sí, obviamente ellos y mi abogado estaban haciendo los negocios, obviamente, pero no llegó nada al punto.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially the last couple of days, the front office, my lawyers, my agents, they met. They tried, both parties tried, but I mean, obviously we couldn't get an agreement.
Yeah, so they couldn't get to an agreement, and just the latest, just to let you guys know, Vlad Jr. did put a self-imposed deadline, and obviously we all know the saying that deadlines spur action, right? And it just didn't happen last night. Last night was the deadline to go ahead and sign Vlad Jr. to a contract extension. The latest reports, and I don't know if the offer went up, if the offer stayed the same. But the latest report that the latest dollar amount that was offered to Vlad Jr. earlier this winter was $340 million. That was the contract that was offered to him. And yes, that is a hefty amount, a hefty dollar amount, to where if you're looking at the contract value, that number 340 would place him definitely in the top 10, but he would be tied with Fernando Tatis at 8th in Major League Baseball. So you look at that, and obviously, I mean, that would make him the highest paid first baseman, where you look at Bryce Harper at making $330 million. So he would be the highest paid first baseman, right? When you look to the value of the contract. But again, we have to look at this in the sense of he isn't a Scott Boras client, so you can go ahead and take the Scott Boras mentality out of it. He is represented by a different sports agency. I forget who it is. I think it's like Momentum Sports Agency, I think, is who represents Vlad Jr. I'm not 100% accurate on that one, but it's not Scott Boras. It's not Boras Corporation that is backing Vlad Jr. Although Scott Boras did go out there and defend the fact of the matter of Vlad Jr., holding out for more money, because, Toronto is, I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, $340 million, that's a big chunk of change. It's not our money. It doesn't matter. So did they do their due diligence in offering what they thought was worth it, right? And now you look at what Steve Cohen is doing there in Queens, and with that dollar amount to Juan Soto, right? I mean, he got the $765 million deal over what? I think it was 15 years, right? For Juan Soto. So you're looking at that dollar, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that Vlad Jr. is Juan Soto. I'm not saying that at all. But these players are looking at that contract in that, okay, so that money is out there. I can get more. And I guess the question is, someone else brought it up earlier. I believe it was Otis right here. I'll go ahead and bring it up. The Blue Jays almost signed Ohtani. They should be able to afford Vlad Jr. They can, but they're choosing not to. They are choosing not to, and that is a huge, huge misstep. We'll hear from Ross Atkins here in a little bit, the GM for the Toronto Blue Jays. That is a huge misstep from the Toronto Blue Jays, in that they were going after Shohei Ohtani. They were going after Max Fried. They were going after Juan Soto. They were going after literally everyone who isn't Vlad Jr. Vlad Jr. is on your club. Why? If you really wanted to have Vlad Jr., if you really wanted to have that superstar, and they just keep flirting with everyone else, and they're not looking at what is in front of them, which is Vlad Jr., and they're not doing what they need to do. And the same thing could be said with Bo Bichette. I mean, Bo Bichette, I don't know what his dollar amount is, but they are letting these superstar players on their team, they are just letting them slip through their fingers because they aren't appreciating what they have in front of them. So when you look to how the Blue Jays are operating, and I mean, the question is, can they afford them? Can they afford them? No. I mean, yes, they can, but they choose not to. And that is the big misstep that could potentially cost them their superstar player. $340 million is a lot of money. I understand that. They did their part. But you have to look at, if you don't have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and you're talking about the importance, you have to run it as a business, and we'll hear the comments from Ross Atkins. Well, if you don't have Vlad Jr., then what the hell are you saving your money for? What are you willing, okay, yeah, you shot your wad at Shohei Ohtani. You shot your wad at Juan Soto. You didn't get them. Why aren't they? And I think that's maybe the other part of this story, is that Vlad Jr. is looking at that and how they've gone about contract negotiations with Shohei Ohtani and with Juan Soto. If I'm Vlad I don't know if this is the approach that he's taking, but if I was Vlad Jr. and I saw that, I'm like, okay, so you have the money. You have the money. You just don't want to give it to me. Like that's how I would approach it. And I hope that's how Vlad Jr. is approaching it, because they are going out and flirting with all these other free agents and not worrying about what they have in front of them with Vlad Jr. So this is a huge misstep. Now, Rockin brought up earlier, what are the chances? There it is, Pat H. Manifesto Sports Management. Thank you for bringing that up. But so Rockin was talking about, well, you know, what are the chances of Vlad Jr. going back? And this is where it brings us to the next point, the next clip here on talking about his approach going into free agency.
Before now the Blue Jays would have to negotiate with 29 other teams. Will this experience impact how you look at a possible return next fall once you're in free agency negotiating with other clubs?
Y obviamente se mencionó, obviamente ya vas para free agent, la competencia en otros 29 equipos. ¿Tú crees que esto en ti te impacta básicamente en regresar y firmar aquí de nuevo?
Bueno, obviamente me gustaría, ¿sabes? Me gustaría, como siempre he dicho, yo nunca he dicho que he querido salir de aquí, pero ahora mismo está el punto que tendrá que competir por traerme de vuelta para atrás.
Listen, I want to be here. I want to be a Blue Jay for the rest of my career. But, you know, it's free agency, it's business, so, I mean, I'm going to have to listen to 29 more teams, and they're going to have to compete for that.
All right, let's go out to the YouTube chat really quickly. See AJ Cruz in here joining the party late, but he has a I'm late, but I have the passion. Gooey. No, had to do that for you, AJ. I know how to pronounce it. But what's up, AJ? Good to see you in here talking Vlad Jr. So you heard it there, right? Is that he has said it, and you know, I might misquote it, and I know he just said it. But he has said that he hasn't gone out there and said that he wants to leave. Like he's never said that he doesn't want to be in Toronto. Right now, when it goes to free agency, I mean, things can change a little bit. The you know, money talks, bullshit walks. That is where this is going. Now there has been other comments that were being made following this media availability, in that, you know, are negotiations completely over, right? And Vlad Jr. was just, you know, it's done on his part. But if they want to up the offer, if they want to reopen negotiations, that he'll be open to listening to it. But again, he has his number, they have theirs. So is there going to be a middle ground? And how much does he really want to be in Toronto? That's going to be the next factor that this goes down to. But it's really interesting. I mean, when you talk about the chances, I feel like the further that this goes, and you know, he's shutting down negotiations. There's not going to be any more negotiations, no more active negotiations as far as the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. camp goes. Now, can something get done during the season with the Blue Jays? Just, you know, they gave the offer of $340 million, and they go, okay, no, we'll meet you in the middle of wherever Vlad is at. Maybe he's at like 600. And they're like, okay, maybe we'll meet you in the middle. We'll meet you at 5. Like maybe that's the contract. But, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see if this goes into the season and there isn't resolve during the spring training aspect of it. Then I think if you're a Blue Jays fan, and if you're a fan of just baseball, and for the Giants just in particular, you see that as there isn't a contract negotiation going on. There isn't a pending extension, that the Blue Jays are going to be trading him at the trade deadline. Now that's another thing where I believe it was, who was it that brought it up earlier? Victor was talking about what would the Giants have to give up to go ahead and get Vlad Jr. And he brought up Bryce Eldridge and many more. Or would you wait for free agency? My thing here is that the Giants will always lose on bidding to potential free agents, and Vlad Jr. and hitting free agents. And the reason why I say that is Vlad Jr. has said that it would be a dream for him to play at Fenway Park. That it would be a dream for him to be a Red Sox, right? And the Blue Jays are kind of playing into the Red Sox hands at this point. I mean, they have Tristan Casas right now, but you make availability, you make open spots for guys like Vlad Jr. So if the Red Sox wanted to go ahead and spend the money and go ahead and get Vlad Jr., I mean, who's to say that he doesn't become a Yankee? Who's to say that he doesn't become, a Padre? Who's to say that he doesn't become a Dodger? Like when you start looking, who's to say that he doesn't become a freaking Cub? Like you know what I mean? Like these big markets will go after Vlad Jr. if they want him, right? And Toronto is not a small market. That's why Scott Boras came in to the defense in that, everyone's pissed off about the Dodgers and their spending, and we've voiced it on the podcast in the past. Everyone's pissed about it. But here's the fact of the matter. The Padres, or the Dodgers rather, are using the money that's at their disposal. Other teams aren't operating with the same want, with the same need, the same thirst of winning like the Dodgers currently are. So that's what is frustrating when you look at the Toronto Blue Jays, because they're just messing this up. They're just messing it up for Vlad Jr. And I mean, if he's not there, I mean, you don't really have anything. You don't really have anything to go into the future with to get that fan base excited at the Rogers Center. So I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like it's a huge misstep on the part of the Blue Jays. So let's go ahead and go back out to the last video here that we have for the Toronto Blue Jays, and this is Ross Atkins pretty much having to answer the big questions as, all right, well, if you have the resources, then why hasn't this gotten done? And here's what Ross Atkins had to say earlier today during the media availability for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Top 5 payroll, resources don't appear to be an issue. So if resources aren't an issue, why is Vlad not signed?
Yeah, I mean, it's every deal, every situation is different, and we always have had incredible support. How you come up with a value and are willing to reach, certain thresholds, you have to stay disciplined to, and you have to stay disciplined to the fact that we are running a business.
What would you say to fans who think that you were able to offer a lot of money to Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani, who did not want to be here, but Vlad did want to be here? How do you kind of reconcile that?
Yeah, well, the offers that we made for Vlad would have been record-setting and would have been made him one of the highest-paid players in the game. So we were, in our view, very aggressive.
Rush, are those Blue Jays records? What records?
Yeah,
in terms
highest,
of organization.
would have been one of the Blue Jays records, and would have been one of the highest-paid players in the game.
Do you look at his value more based on him as a first baseman, or what offense he can bring? Like, what factors do you look at? Because first basemen traditionally haven't gotten.
Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, we love everything about him. And first base is he's a strong first baseman and one of the best hitters in the game. Certainly top 10, and for someone his age, you could argue top 3 or 4.
Yeah, so you hear it there from Ross Atkins, and right there in the middle that asked the follow-up question as far as the records that were being broken. And Ross Atkins said that it would be Blue Jays records, but that he would be one of the top players in Major League Baseball as far as the dollar amount, because he wasn't really specific on it. But again, the $340 million offer that was reported earlier this winter, that would get him tied for number 8 in Major League Baseball with Fernando Tatis Jr. And that's hefty. But I just saw, and I put it up here while Ross Atkins was speaking. Pat H said that it's reported that he wants $500 million plus. And then now the question is, going back to Lori's question is from earlier, who can pay him, right? And when you start looking at $500 million It's a narrow field of teams that are, I guess, willing to do that. And I don't think that the Giants are one of those teams that fall under that category because of what we've talked about and what we've laid out with Bryce Eldridge and doing all of that. Now, adding a Bryce Eldridge and adding a Vlad Jr. and having Matt Chapman and Willie Adames and Jung-Hoo Lee, then you start looking at this roster and it's like, ooh, man, that's pretty sexy. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about the prospect of, well, the Giants can go and get Pete Alonso, right? And it's kind of the same thought process, but right now, if you wanted to acquire him, it would have to come via trade. So outside of Bryce Eldridge, and I think that all Giants fans right now, and especially in the chat, just reading through it, you guys are not willing to trade Bryce Eldridge, but also I don't know if Bryce Eldridge is just the one thing that you have to give up. You might have to give up like a Landon Roop or a Carson Wisenhunt, and even then, like I don't know if that's something that could get the Blue Jays excited. Like maybe it has to be a Carson Wisenhunt, a Landon Roop, a Bryce Eldridge, and a Marco Luciano. Now, if it's those four players, and we're just talking, we're just spitballing right here. If that's the four players, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to pull the trigger on that type of trade? Because now we get into it as far as, okay, what teams can make those type of deals? What teams are willing to pay him $500+ million? And it makes sense if you're the Blue Jays. Right here with what Rockin's saying is, if you're the Blue Jays, wouldn't you trade him to a National League team? Now that's the logical way of thinking, Rockin, but also you want to get the biggest. If you're going to trade away a franchise, a huge monumental piece of your franchise, the staple, the focal point, the point that fans have been waiting for this kid since he was drafted, since he was brought into your organization. This is a franchise-changing move. If you are to not sign him to an extension and you believe that it's going down that route, that you are not going to get him, you would want to get the best haul possible for said player. Now, if that's a National League team, if that's an AL team, I mean, the Blue Jays at that point, they don't really care. Like, I guess I would operate that way, in that I would want to get the biggest haul of prospects that I can get in return, because wherever I'm sending him, if I'm sending him to the Yankees, if I'm sending him to the Red Sox, if I'm sending him anywhere else in the American League, if I'm sending him to Baltimore, because they have a slew of young hungry prospects, that their farm system is one of the best in baseball. But you know who has the best farm system, who we talked about last time? Thank you to Otis, who brought it up last week. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. So again, you're looking at what can get you the biggest haul of prospects when you're looking to trade. You're not really worried about where he's going to end up, because quite frankly, it could be a rental. Quite frankly, you could be dismantling a team in the American League with the prospect haul, with trading him to Boston, with trading like within division, right? You could be trading him to Boston. You could be trading him to the Yankees for a haul. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I'm just saying, just looking at it, is that you get a haul of prospects that could drastically change those franchises, right? But again, I don't think it really matters, because you can trade him to the Yankees and he doesn't sign there, right? But if you trade him to the Yankees, most likely he will sign there, unless you're Juan Soto. Watch them both end up in Queens, dude. We're not even talking about Steve Cohen just opening up the checkbook, sending blank checks, and just write the number. I'll get it to you. Like that's the other part of it, to where, I mean, we're all pissed off about the Dodgers and we're pissed off about the Yankees spending. Just wait until if Vlad Jr. does go to free agency. I would not be shocked in the least if they were to go get Vlad Jr. and put him at first base. Maybe that's the whole reason why they were in a holding pattern with Pete Alonso for so damn long. And he has opt-outs, so he could potentially opt out and try to get another big contract somewhere else. And maybe, hey, he lands in Toronto. Maybe that's something that happens. I don't know. We're just talking hypothetically here. But to go back to Rockin', Does he need to get traded to a National League team? I wouldn't necessarily say that. I know in football, like that's a huge thing, but that's because, I feel like football players, you have much more, actually, no, baseball players, you have a lot of control over them versus football players. But I don't think that it really matters in this aspect because the prospect haul, right, that you can get, and I guess that's maybe the difference with football trades, right? Because you're trading for the immediate, right? I mean, you're gonna get draft picks and all that kind of stuff, but you're trading for the immediate player, and you don't want to see them in your own conference, especially if they're a heavy hitter in your own conference in football. Versus baseball, you're trading for prospects, and again, it's an expiring contract, so they might not even sign with the team that you trade them to. I just think there's a difference there when you look to if it's only a National League team that can inquire on Vlad Jr. But I mean, I did mention Dylan Cease has been talked about in trade rumors for a long, long time. I would not be surprised in the least if the Padres, because looking at the National League West, I mean, there could be a little bit of fear from the Padres, and that if they don't make a splash, if they don't make a big move, or if some of their guys like don't pan out, that they can fall behind in the National League West. Right. Right now, I mean, you can easily say that they're fighting for 2, might be closer to 3 right now because of the offseason that the Diamondbacks had. So yeah, I mean, it could be a panic move on their part. And also you have to remember that Manny Machado is getting older, and he won't always be there. So who's going to be the new guard? And that could be Vlad Jr. So I don't know, man. It's going to be really, 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 really interesting to follow this along with Vlad Jr. because there are obviously AL East implications, but there are definitely, because we have a lot of heavy hitters here in the National League West with the Padres, with the Diamondbacks, and with the Dodgers. This is something that can really drastically change the course of the National League West, not even in 2025, but can change it in years to come, like for the next decade, for Vlad Jr. coming over if he was to officially leave Toronto. And that's the scary thing, because if he was to leave Toronto and come to the National League West, I don't believe it's to the Giants. I don't believe that it's to San Francisco, unless you're willing to do that deal. And I'm gonna go back out to the YouTube chat really quick just to see what you guys have touched on since I asked the question. But those guys there, Bryce Eldridge, Marco Luciano, Landon Roop, Carson Wisenhunt, would you trade those 4 guys, assuming that can get the deal done? Because I don't even know if that gets the deal done, but those are the 4 guys that you have to have included in the deal. Is that something that you would be willing to do to bring Vlad Jr. over to San Francisco? I'll go back out to the YouTube chat. EB checking in. Oakland A's. Oh, they're not Oakland anymore, EB, but I hear what you're saying. We'll sign him when he becomes a free agent. You know what? I mean, they're throwing money at not, was it Luis Severino? Is that who they signed? No, who the hell did they sign in the offseason? The pitcher. I'm drawing a blank. But they're throwing they're throwing dollars at freaking random players anyway. So yeah, they might as well put it in money well spent with Vlad Jr. But I could see them doing that. They're trying to buy goodwill with the fans of Las Vegas. And then as soon as they get the shovels in the ground, they're just gonna stop spending again. So I don't know. I don't know if they would really go into the spending category right now. So let's go back out to the YouTube chat here. Otis Bird chiming in. Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas A's. That would be wild if he went to the A's, though. That would be wild. And I don't know if I'd like that too much. I don't know if I'd like it. I guess better there than the Dodgers, right? Better there than the National League West. If we're coming down to it. But let's go back out to the YouTube chat really quickly. 49ers have announced Joe Montana as co-owner of the Niners. Is that real? Does that happen? Good for Joe. Good for Joe. That's great. Let's see what else we got going on. We're rocking new era. Canadian dollar more than the U.S. dollar. He's getting laid in Canadian if he extends with the Blue Jays, right? Is the Canadian? Yeah, the Canadian dollar is it? I don't know, man. I don't know finances. I'm just on here to talk. Let's see. Victor, Victor boots on the ground. Hell yeah. My son texted me. Cool. Let's see what else we got going on here. You be rocking said he's getting laid in Canadian. Hell yeah, dude. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing for sure. Rockin' New Era chiming in. Don't send him to the Red Sox. Red Sox give away players like Mookie's to the Dodgers. Yeah, I mean, you imagine? I mean, it wouldn't happen because you'd trade for him at the trade deadline, and then, I mean, unless they sign him and then they trade him. I see what you're saying. Dude, that would piss me off. We'd have a Adrian Gonzalez all over again. They trade for Vlad Jr. and sign him to the contract extension, and 2 years into it, they're gonna be like, you know what? We didn't want to pay him. Dodgers, bail us out. And they're like, sure, we got you. Yeah, is that what's gonna happen? Oh my God, that might piss me off even more if that happened, rather than the Dodgers just straight up just grabbing him. That might piss me off even more. Let's see what else we got going on here in the YouTube chat. Blue Jays might take advice from the Mavs GM. Yeah, you never know. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Or it could be fake news on the Montana news, I guess. I'll find out more later. Thank you, Victor. Let us know. I need you to be on assignment. I need you to be boots on the ground. I need you to find that out if that is factual or not. I don't have people blowing me up on my phone. So it would lead me to believe that is not real, but I'm just saying, not to say that I'm important and to say that anyone texts me on a regular basis. I'm just saying, usually, in this business, when news happens, I have a select people that send me messages, and I have not gotten anything, but they know I'm on a podcast now. So maybe they're waiting until I end to get the notifications here. Otis. Oh, thank you, Otis. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. Luis Severino. Yeah. They're spending money on Luis Severino, which that made no damn sense whatsoever. I don't know what the hell they're just like throwing money at players. And I mean, Luis, you guys remember it was like the welcome video of Luis Severino, and he walked into Sutter Health Park, and he looked like he did not want to be there, but he's just like, oh, well, I'm getting paid. Like it was so bad. He was walking into a minor league stadium. Like it was almost as if he didn't know what he signed up for. God, man, it was crazy. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, they also added Gio Urshela and Jeffrey Springs. Yeah, great for them. Great for them. AJ Cruz is loving those signings by the A's for sure. They did give Rooker an extension, so good. That's a good move. But Brent Rooker's kind of older, isn't he? Isn't he an older rookie? Like, isn't he 30 or something like that? Maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's see. Rockin' New Era, going back to the A's thing. Yeah, the A's spending $500 million on one player. That seems very unlikely. But you were just you were just in Canada. You don't know the currency. Yeah, I didn't buy anything in Canada. So why the hell? Why would I know the currency? Ernie, what's up, Ernie? Good to see you in here. I got your entry for the 2 tickets. Again, giving away 2 tickets on Thursday. Thursday's show. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for 2 tickets to a lucky listener here of Passion for the Pastime. 2 tickets to go see the Giants in the regular season for the 2025 regular season. We don't know what game yet, but we will definitely get that information to you if you are selected as the winner. Obviously, it won't be opening day. Can't afford that, guys. Can't do that. But we'll try to do opening week. We'll try to do opening week for you guys. Maybe opening weekend if that is in the cards. But we'll definitely get it going and make sure that you can attend the game that you have won for sure. So let's go ahead. Are we going to get boots on the ground, John Dickinson, on the show? Maybe at some point. You know, JD, he gets down with the orange and black. He gets down with the Giants. So when baseball season is in full swing and probably when the Dubs are done, we'll have JD on, and maybe we'll have him on before then, because you know, we could talk about some playoff basketball too, like we did we didn't talk playoff basketball with Greg Silver, but we talked the NBA trade deadline. So we'll definitely, JD is welcome at any moment on this podcast, and we'll try to do that sooner rather than later. Let's see what else here. Wow, Pat H apparently doesn't like Joe Montana. But Jesus, who's the? I'm not even gonna put that up there. You guys see the comment. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's around 29 or 30. Yeah, it's $1, just a Canadian dollar. Thank you for the comment, Hannah. Thank you, really appreciate it. Let's see what else. The Canada dollar. No, that's not what it's called. It's called a loonie, I think. Isn't it called a loonie? Not a Kavan loonie, but I think they're called loonies. Actually, I don't think they have dollars. To be honest, like $1. They do have $1. All right, my assistant is telling me that they have $1. Hold on, are we getting to the conclusion of the saga? What is going on here? Big time. He just slapped down his American Express. Didn't even look at the price. Yeah, I wish, EB. A Canada dollar. I like that one. I like Canada dollar. You guys are going crazy with the Canadian stuff. I go to Canada. I have one trip to Canada, and it just slapped on me like I'm the resident Canadian of KMBR now. It's so funny because I went to Canada and then all this crap about Vlad Jr. happened, and I show up to the Sports Leader this morning, and my guy John Joe Curley was like, dude, I thought you were going up to Canada to resolve the situation, to resolve the extension. Now he's not signing, and he might become a free agent. What the hell did you do? So funny, man. So funny. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here we go. Now, see, Pat H. I knew that Pat H would come in the clutch. So yes, the Canadian dollar is more than the U.S. dollar by 42 cents. Is that what that means? I'm not good at math. But all right. So that is it for the Blue Jays. I mean, we've been talking Blue Jays and the repercussions of what could potentially happen to said Blue Jays and Vlad Jr. We got into all of that. I did have a video here that we'll probably touch on maybe parts of it tomorrow. And we'll have new fresh video for media availability for Bob Melvin, because this was about 8 minutes. I was gonna play some of it for you guys, but it's 8:00. We're wrapping up. We're getting ready to get on out of here. But really quickly, before I get on out of here, let's just go and do these final two videos here. One's with Logan Webb, courtesy of our guy Austin Scott, who is boots on the ground. Talking about JD, Austin Scott is boots on the ground in Scottsdale. Austin Scottsdale, I guess is what we're calling him. So Austin Scottsdale, live from the locker room, from the clubhouse today in Scottsdale for the Giants, and he spoke to Logan Webb, who was pretty much talking about his leadership skills and why he isn't scared or isn't afraid to voice his opinion when he sees something out of whack. And this is the new leader of your San Francisco Giants of the last couple of years, maybe 2-3 seasons now, with Logan Webb being kind of the vocal point. But let's go ahead and go to Logan Webb from, again, Austin Scottsdale, KMBR Digital. Here's Logan Webb.
Sometimes I say those things I wish I didn't. I just, I think at some moments that you just, I came up with a lot of great players, guys that wore Giants uniforms very proudly, and there was a certain way of doing things, and then I think in those times I felt like we got away from being Giants, and that's just when I kind of start to feel that way. There's not a ton of us that were here when Buster was here, and Brandon and the Brandons. Bum, I was here for Bum for 2 months and got to watch what he did and how he took pride in it. And I love the Giants. I love the history of the Giants, and I think that's why in those moments I feel like we aren't representing the Giants very well, and that was kind of it.
and my mic is not on. So you guys missed everything that I just said. You guys just missed everything that I just said. I flexed on everybody because I got rattled, and I was texting my guy Dave Fleming. So I have to repeat that part because I flex on all you guys. I need to flex. I need to flex on you guys. But no. So essentially, Logan Webb. Just to wrap it all up, Logan Webb is the leader, and he leads by example, and he loves the Giants, and he is great for the team. That's pretty much what I said when I was muted. One more thing. Let's hope that he doesn't lead by the actions that he does on the mound early in spring training, because we all love the sound of Walter probably letting one rip. Yeah, dude, you know me so well. Yeah, you guys thought my cat was farting all this time? No, it was me, dude. It was 100% me. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for that. On mute, Walter Cook. I was cooking, Pat H. Dude, I was cooking, and you guys missed out on all that stuff. Sorry, Walter, but Otis is so nice. How could I ever be mad at Otis? I'm making a fool of myself. I'm talking while I'm muted. Don't even know. And then Otis just casually, sorry, Walter, but you're muted. Like, I love Otis. Otis is great. Let's see here. What else did you guys say when I was going on my freaking rant here? Logan Webb reminds me of the actor from the movie Game Night, the cop. Yeah, he's in a lot of movies actually. There's this new show I think that's coming on. I need to actually figure out what the show's called. There's a new show. I think it's on Netflix that has him in it, and Robert De Niro's in it too. I think it's called Day Zero or Zero Day or something like that. I saw it was like a trailer, a teaser or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. I think he was in Alpha Dog 2 with Justin Timberlake. Wasn't he the kid that got? No, he wasn't the kid that got killed, but I think he was part of the group. Anyways, Alpha Dog, good movie. If you guys haven't seen it. Anyways, I'm getting off on a side tangent, but I'm glad you guys appreciate the fact. Yeah, you guys great. Letting one rip. Now I'm catching back up. You need some some Pepto Bismol. Oh yeah, dude. Pepti. I like Pepti better than Pepto. Let's see what else here. That's why Tim Webb changes the chairs. Hey man, try sitting in a chair for 4 hours, running a show, never really getting up out of it. That seat is hot. Seat is hot. I try to swap out every time after Tone, but Tone uses the good seat, the seat that I want, and it's swamp. It's swamp ass every single time I sit in that chair. So yeah, we always got to swap out for sure. I'll have Tim Webb on here to defend his case as to why, or defend my case as far as why we changed chairs on the YouTube stream. Every day at 2:00, you guys can see me pop up on the crap cam. But let's see what else we got going on here. Walter is the only wholesome citizen on every chat. Oh hell yeah, dude. Let's see. Otis Bird. Thank you, Walter. No, thank you, Otis. Otis is the man. Let's see what else we got going on here. Walter has to protect his chair. All right, you guys. I don't fart all the time. I just, every so often, but I don't do it as much as you guys think I do. I definitely don't do it during the podcast. Come on. Yeah, let me go ahead. All right. You guys think I farted or was I acting for you? Am I a good actor? All right, let's go ahead and get this thing done with. Is Walter the reason all the chairs are beat up? Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Because I'm older than the chairs. Is that what you're saying? Notice I don't do that, but I should do that just to get him to say it. But he was tame when he said that, and he was up and said, get me off the screen, bro. get me off the fucking screen, motherfucker. Yeah, no, Papa was tame with that one, but if I did the same thing, I'd have to hit the dump button. You guys would probably hear it on the stream, but he would say, get me off the fucking screen, motherfucker. Like that. That's what Papa would do. He's like, get me off the motherfucking screen. Yeah, no, he would definitely drop a double MFer if that was to happen. So that's why I don't let it happen, because I know how my guy Papa gets down. But yeah, no, that's what he would do every morning. You guys don't know. Peel back the curtain. Again, a podcast idea that I pitched to KMBR was what was the name of it? It was so long ago. I think it was Behind the Glass. It was a podcast name, Behind the Glass, and we were going to have the podcast with all the producers. Essentially, kind of what the off-air podcast ended up being with me and Derek, and just talking just BSing like what we would do in the bullpen. But yeah, just peeling back the curtain of Papa and Silver every morning when we do the transition, because I don't talk to Papa prior to us doing the first segment, occasionally I do, but usually our first conversation is when Papa goes into the first break, and then I fire off the sounders and all that kind of stuff, do the trending, and then I say hi to him. I say, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "What's up, motherfucker?" Like, "Good morning, motherfucker." Like that's usually my greeting. And that's when you know that you've made it. When he calls you a mofo, that's when you know that he has your back, 100%. So we'll get more of those stories, and eventually we'll have our guy Papa on this on these airwaves on Passion for the Pastime. We'll have Papa on at some point as we get closer to the start of the regular season. But he is going to go down to Arizona at some point, so maybe I'll get him on and pick his brain when he returns from said trip. But yeah, we'll definitely have a Papa reunion. Maybe we'll bring John on too. Maybe we'll have a Papa and Lund reunion here on Passion for the Pastime. Maybe I'm overselling right there. Maybe that won't happen, but we can try. We can try to get the band back together here for 20 minutes. And literally, if that happens, I'll set them up here and just have them talk to each other, and I'll leave for like an hour, and I'll come back, and hopefully by that point Papa will finish his monologue. So all right, guys, let's go ahead and give you that one more thing. Yes, it did already happen without me. I do appreciate the knowledge there, Ernie, but it only happened because I signed off on it. Damn it. I said that it was okay. No, I'm just kidding. I was there in spirit. I was there in the show. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Me and Papa actually talked about it going into it that morning, and then we talked about it afterwards. So it was a lot of fun, and I was included. Damn it, I was included, Ernie. Don't try to throw me under the bus. But okay, let's go ahead and get you that one more thing here on the Giants. And we were talking about Logan Webb, and we don't want him to be the lead on the mound. Lead by example on the mound like he does early in spring training. That was the tie-in at the beginning when I didn't even show it. But here we go. Here's the video, and love the sound. I'm going to try to crank it up for you guys if you guys can hear it. But here is the sound that Logan Webb hopes to not hear too often in the 2025 season. Woo! Hey! Love the song that's playing right now, by the way. Can I put this on loop? Damn, that sounds beautiful, man. So that is Willy Adames. If you aren't aware, that is Willy Adames taking Logan Webb deep. Take It to the House is playing. So kind of ironic that he took it to the house. Took it to the house. And so Willy Adames has in 2 days, and I think in 3 ABs, has singled and hit 2 homers, I think. Or it might be 3 homers. He's taken Logan Webb, I think, deep twice. And he took Sean Jelly deep in his first at-bat. Or I think maybe it was his second at-bat yesterday. So one more time for Willy Adames, because we all love the sound of the crack of the bat. Might be the one of the favorite ones. Again, I need to get on Austin Scottsdale. I need to get him to record guys walking with their cleats on concrete. I need to get that sound so we can play that on repeat. But here we go. Sound of the crack of the bat, Willy Adames versus Logan Webb, and it was a no-doubter. I seriously cannot wait. I cannot wait for Willie Adames to grace shortstop at third and king. I really cannot wait for the regular season because this guy, he looks the part. He just looks like a breath of fresh air. Something that the Giants haven't had, and that's a consistent power hitter for 162. And I mean, just seeing him in other videos that I was watching on YouTube, just seeing him floating around and hanging out with Gerardo Encarnacion and Luis Matos and Marco Luciano. I mean, he's kind of like the voice for those guys, right? And just to see that be on full display at spring training, it just gives me a lot of hope for some of those young guys, because if they can, if Tyler Fitzgerald and some of those other guys and Elliot Ramos can benefit from having Matt Chapman as a teammate, to throw Willie Adames in that mix, and to also have like Logan Webb, and now you got Justin Verlander. I mean, man, you have a lot of positive role models for what can be a young team for the San Francisco Giants. And then you just look at the core of their players, right? I mean, you have a core kind of building right before your eyes with maybe Kyle Harrison, with Hayden Birdsong, with potentially, I mean, Jordan Hicks. What's he going to be? You have Landon Roop also in the farm system. You have Logan Webb, and then when you look to the position player side, you got Elliot Ramos and Matt Chapman and Willie Adames and Patrick Bailey. I mean, the core is kind of developing right before our eyes. So again, no games count yet until the end of March. Spring training games haven't even started yet, but we all get excited at the trajectory of all of our teams. But the Giants, I just feel like there's something special about this group moving forward. It's just a different feel than there's been. Bob Melvin touched on that in his media availability, and we'll get some of those clips for tomorrow. We'll play for you guys. But let's go out to the YouTube chat really quick to catch up and see what you guys are talking about really quickly before we get on out of here. Let's see what else we got going on here. Pat H chiming in. Walter, can you guys have live shows on Wednesdays at 58 Social before games? It's self-serving, but I'm off on Wednesdays and would love to make it out. Yeah, the plan is, from what I know, and I'll definitely let you know if this changes. But from what I know currently at this moment is that that we will be out there, not every Wednesday, but we'll be out there mainly for Wednesday day games. As it was in the past, it'll be Silver and Papa. I unfortunately will not be out there like in years past because I am needed back at the studio. So, but you can go ahead and meet up with Greg Silver. You can meet up with Papa during the show 10 to 2. And then, enjoy the great food at 58 Social. And I'll pop in at the game at some point. Maybe like the fourth inning or something like that, because by that point we'll be in different studios, so it might take me a little bit longer to get out to the game when we have shift change with Tim jumping on the board there. But yeah, no, the plan is that we're gonna continue to do 58 Social. If that changes, I'll definitely let you know, Pat, and anybody else that's willing to come by and say hello to the guys. But yeah, I most likely will not be at 58 Social unless with the one off time that we can do that, and we have someone else fill in on the board if the need is there. Then we'll be out there, and I'll let you know if I'm going to be out there. But as of right now, that is not in the cards. Otis chiming in. Oh yeah, here we go. Mike Val. I knew Mike Val would have these statistics. 3 home runs and 4 at bats. I read this morning. Yeah. So 3 home runs, 2 off of Logan Webb, 1 off of Sean Jelly, and another single. I think his first swing of the spring was a single off of Sean Jelly. And then he's had three straight homers since then. So Willie Adames really come into play in the early goings of spring training. Again, you don't want to peak too early, but looking really good right now in practice. All right, so Otis Bird chiming in. Willie Adames. Willie Adames already doing damage. Looking forward to see what Adames will do this year with the Giants. Yeah, I mean, we'll play this. We'll play this game as we get closer to the start of the regular season. We'll ask the superlatives, I guess, like who's going to lead the team in home runs, RBIs, runs, stolen bases. Biggest surprise, biggest disappointment. We could do all those types of things as we get closer to the start of the regular season. But I mean, who would you name as your all-star? Legitimately, who would be your all-star for the Giants? I think it comes down to three people, right? I mean, maybe Ryan Walker could be in that conversation, but I feel like the three people, it could be four people, honestly, if Justin Verlander comes out and pitches like the Hall of Famer that he is. But just initially, when I asked that question, the guys that come to mind for me is Matt Chapman, Logan Webb, and Willie Adames. I feel, and I mean, hell, no disrespect to Elliot Ramos, but he's going into a sophomore season, so there might be a lot of adjustment in the early goings. But I mean, he made the All-Star team last year in less time, right? So maybe he can be an All-Star for the Giants moving forward. But I mean, going into it, just who do you have the most confidence in being an All-Star? I think it's those three for me, and I wouldn't necessarily order them in any particular order, but I would go, Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, and Logan Webb as your potential all-stars. And how many all-stars could the Giants potentially have this year? I mean, I don't know. It's really interesting to see that because yeah, man. I mean, Willie Adames, I feel like he has to be an all-star, right? I mean, he could come in and the ballpark, plays tricks on him, and maybe his offensive numbers take a hit a little bit at the early going, and maybe that costs him to be an all-star. But I don't know. Just looking at that swing, and God, man, I'm really excited to see Willie Adames step into the batter's box and be that fixture at third and king at shortstop. So I'm really excited for that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Currently making ceviche. Who's making ceviche? Hell yeah, dude. What kind of ceviche are you making? Peruvian. Walter, is Peruvian ceviche better than Mexican? Without a doubt. Peruvian ceviche is the best ceviche on the planet. Let me tell you that. I may not know how to make guacamole, but ceviche, oh, dude, we got it rocking there. No pun intended. But let's see what else we got going on here before I get on out of here. Awesome, dude. Yeah, the effing studio change. It's unfortunate Tim can't go out to live events now. Yeah, I mean, there's ways around it. I mean, if there's going to be live events, we might be able to get one of the part-timers to run the show if that needs to be the thing. But, we'll have to tackle that when it's appropriate, I guess. But we'll see. Cumulus, the cutback lead. Hey, you said it. Well, I said it too. I guess I read it. You typed it. I just read it. So let's see what else we got going on here. EB here. Let's see. Got to go out there with Marty on Saturday and Sunday. Give you a fist bump. Yeah, man. I'm not going to be out there on the weekends. I don't know if I've told you guys or if you guys don't know. I won't be on the weekend programming anymore. So, but I'll definitely get out there and say what's up to Marty. I mean, love weekends in the park. Actually, as a promo intern, I used to do weekends in the park all the time with Copes and Marty. And at that time it was, Carmen Q was on there and Allie was on the show as well. So yeah, no, I loved going out to weekends in the park, but I won't be on the broadcast this year. But I'll definitely get out there and say what's up to Marty and see Sandra. Maybe we'll get Sandra on the podcast at some point as well. But we'll have a good time. We'll get some mimosas, or maybe we'll just start drinking beer. I mean, depending on what time the game is that Saturday. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. It's a fun time. I just can't wait to go to Giants games, man. I mean, I really can't wait for that to unfold. So let's get back on out there, and of course a beer, EB. Always got to have the beer in hand when we're at 58 Social, or else what are you really doing? Let's see. Otis chiming in on the All-Star. Webb Adamas Ramos. Okay, I could see that as well. Forgot about Chapman. Yeah, he's still an All-Star caliber player. Yeah, I mean those are kind of your guys, right? Those are kind of the ones that you would put the most confidence in. Rockin', I can't with you. What's Peruvian ceviche? Come on, bro. Come on, you got to know what you got to know about Peruvian ceviche. If not, I'll get you a. Oh, by the way, I did have that sauce. It was excellent. What was it from? La Victoria, right? The orange sauce. Is that where it was from? Yeah, I think it was from La Victoria. The orange sauce. It was really good. It was really good. I tried it. It was good. I appreciate it. I'll get you a little tin. Maybe we'll just swap tins, Rockin'. I'll give you that little tin of Peruvian ceviche, and you can try it out. But actually, no, because we won't get the full experience if it's not fresh. You got to get fresh ceviche. La Mar in San Francisco. If you're on the pier, La Mar right there, right before Broadway. It's a Peruvian Peruvian restaurant right there on the pier. Or on Embarcadero rather, not Pier 39, but on Embarcadero right before Broadway, the turnoff to Broadway. La Mar, check that out. Peruvian there is decent. I have other places that have better Peruvian ceviche that I will recommend at another date. But go ahead and try that out if you're in the area. But actually, Rockin', because you're East Bay, there is. Oh, you know what? I think they closed. Parada? I think they closed. They had really good ceviche. I think Parada closed. I'll get you a location of some good Peruvian ceviche, for sure. Let's see here. Oh, thanks for the history lesson, Mike. Really appreciate it. Let's see what else we got going on here. What was the Peruvian drink you told me? It was Inca Cola is good. AJ knows what he's talking about. Inca Cola is good, but no, I was telling you about Pisco sours. Really good. I have a bottle of Pisco in my closet right now. I'll pull it out tomorrow. Not to drink it because, dude, if I'm drinking Pisco here while I'm doing a podcast, I'm going to get hammered. So I'm not trying to do that on a Wednesday night. Or a Tuesday night rather, but Wednesday tomorrow. I'm not going to do that during the week. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. But Inca Cola is really good. Love the Inca Cola. Inca Cola. Let's see. Mike doesn't understand Spanish. It's all good, Mike. We still love you. It's all good, man. Yeah, a shot or alcohol or a cocktail. Yeah, it was the Pisco sour. Pisco sour. I think you got that already. Parada still in Pleasant Hill. Is that one still open? I thought they were closing down. What was the one? No, you know what? I think it was the one in Todos Santos Square. I think that's the one that closed down. And I don't remember. Was that one called Lima? I don't remember what that one was called. Damn. I'd have to go back and look because there's Limon. But I don't believe that that's in Walnut Creek, but I don't believe that they have freaking ceviche or maybe they do, but it wasn't the greatest. Like it wasn't incredible, and it was way overpriced. Limon, and then I think the other one was Lima, but maybe Lima closed. I thought Parada closed though. Maybe not. Parada's good. Parada's good. I like that one. Yeah, Pisco sour. Try that out. Oh, Lima closed. Thank you for that. Yeah, because they ended up getting like some type of lawsuit or something like that. I was reading about that story. Somebody sent it to me and I read it. That was pretty messed up. Yeah, Limon is more chicken. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Limon, to be honest. Lima was good though. Lima was good, and Parada's good too. I think I like Parada's ceviche. Is that the one by the BART station? Yeah, right. That's the one by the BART station, Pleasant Hill, right? All my Peruvian restaurants are meshing together. But all right, I'll go ahead and do some research on the Peruvian restaurants and to get rocking to have some ceviche. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll have a ceviche off. What? A what off? All right, so I'm gonna get on out of here. And correct. All right, thank you, Ernie. Look at Ernie sticking around for a little bit. We started talking about ceviche. Started talking about some good food, and he stuck around. I appreciate you, Ernie. We got to get you out there to Del Cielo. We were out there with Rockin' and AJ Cruz. We got to get you out there as well, man. It was a fun time. But let's see. I guess I got to make ceviche tomorrow. Yeah, you do, EB. That is the homework assignment. Earlier today, there was a reference made to Greg Silver that he didn't know Coming to America. So that's his homework assignment tonight, is to watch Coming to America in preparation for day 2 with Dieter Kurtenbach. And yeah, EB, your homework assignment is to prep the ceviche and make it for tomorrow and tell us how it goes. Go ahead and give us a call. Give us a call on the AJ Cruz line. But all right, we will yeah. Rockin' was telling me I think you have different days off. You might be off like Sundays and Mondays or something like that. So we'll work something out, Ernie. We'll work something out for sure. But I will what are you guys saying? We had Tacky watch Coming to America like 3 or 4 for the first time. Where is Tacky? Tacky good? I haven't seen Tacky in a while. Hope he's all right. Let him know. Let him know I'm concerned. Let him know that I'm looking for him, and not in a bad way. Just just say hello. But all right, everybody. Thank you all for stopping by the podcast today. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of conversation about Vlad Jr. We had a lot of videos, and we'll continue to do this. We'll continue to do this on a regular basis. We'll be back at it again tomorrow at 6:00. It will be a lot of fun. We'll talk about EB's ceviche. Maybe he'll call in. Maybe he'll let us know how it's going. What process he's doing with making the ceviche. We'll find out for sure. And then we might start mixing in a little bit of MLB The Show with some of our live streams here in the next coming days. Maybe not this week, but maybe next week. If you guys have a certain showdown, a certain game you guys want me to play or something like that, or we can just wait until the new game comes out in March. But I have it all set up here. A lot of fun. I didn't tell you guys yesterday because I was too ashamed. But now, whatever. I turned on MLB The Show, and it was the Giants versus the Dodgers. I had Logan Webb on the mound, and I got cracked by the Dodgers. Gave up 2 in the first inning. And I turned it off in the 3rd inning because I didn't want to put myself through that. So if I could stop the bleeding, might as well do it. But all right, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. We'll be back at it again tomorrow, Wednesday. A reminder that you have 2 more days to go ahead and enter for a chance to win 2 Giants tickets to the regular season. That will be given away during Thursday's show, and you have to be there to claim it. We'll give you 24 hours to claim. You can go ahead and claim it either in the YouTube chat, or you can go ahead and claim it via the email or in the DMs. Regardless, whoever wins, you got to claim the prize. You get 24 hours from that moment. So you guys will do that on Thursday. So if you haven't done so already, if you are showing your subscriptions publicly, then I can go ahead and submit you automatically. But if you want to cover your bases, make sure that I don't miss you, go ahead and take a screenshot of you subscribed to the podcast. And all you have to do is send that screenshot to the podcast email, which is passionforthepastime@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and type that in for you guys. passionforthepastime@gmail.com. Go ahead and send it there. And if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to hit me up on the email. Hit me up in the DMs at Walleasy. Let me go ahead and take down Rockin's comment there. But go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, on X at Walleasy. That's WALLEEZZY. You see it right here, right there. That's the handle for Twitter /X. If you guys have any questions, or if you want to submit your entry for that. So I'll go ahead and pull up the list of entries tomorrow, just to make sure that you are covered. And then we will go ahead and show you the wheel tomorrow as well. I have it pulled up for you guys because I don't have it set to go right now, but we'll definitely do that tomorrow. Make sure to cover all of our bases before we do the giveaway. So you guys have a good one. Appreciate you guys all stopping by here tonight to talk some baseball with me, talk some Giants baseball, talk some Vladdy, Toronto Blue Jays, my Jays, Vlad Jr., on his way out of Toronto at some point. Just hopefully he doesn't end up in the National League West if he's not with the Giants. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. We'll be back at it again tomorrow, 6 o'clock. And EB, I want the report on your ceviche. So we'll get back at it tomorrow. I'm Walter Ricardo Seta. Thank you guys all for stopping by. If you're new to the podcast, really appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit us with a comment. Set your notifications. Hit us with a like. You know the deal. So you guys have a good one. Otis, really appreciate you stopping by. AJ Cruz, rocking New Era. EB, Lori, Ernie, Pat H was in here earlier. Victor was in here earlier. I think there was somebody, Robert, right? Robert was in here earlier. I starred his comment. Oh, no, it was Victor that said that, not Robert. I think Robert did pop up at some point. But appreciate you guys, and Mike Val, of course, as well. So appreciate you guys all stopping by. It was a lot of fun. We'll get back at it again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You guys have a good one. Be safe, and I'll talk to you then.